What's going on, everyone? Yes, today is another toy review, and yes, the woman in front of you is Casca from the epic anime slash manga slash movie Berserk. Now, this Casca figure is made by Max Factory Figma. So I'm going to show you all the ins and outs about this figure, show you what the great things are and not so great things. So, as usual, let's jump right into detail. Let's give you a full 360 of this figure. Now, as for the highlights and the shadows, they're very subtle, or almost none at all. Do it look bad? No, it's actually really nice. It's a very, very, very nice look. Sometimes you don't have to put so much to make things look good. In this case, this is one of them situations where they didn't have to go ballistic just to get a great looking figure. They just put a little bit here and there and made things work. So as for the detail of the outfit and the likeness of the outfit, they did a really good job. Now, granted, this Casca is actually based upon the new Berserk movies, so that's where the raw material where they got this particular character design from. It came from a manga, but which most of y'all probably already know, but this particular figure comes directly from the movie. All right, so that is your full 360. As for height comparison, which Figma did really, really nice, they made sure that they made her shorter than Guts. I haven't looked at the height dealing with Griffith. I know in the movies she's a little bit shorter than Griffith, but not by much. I do know for a fact that Guts is taller than Griffith on the toys, though, because when I did the review back in the day, I remember the heights being different. So that is how tall Guts is versus Casca. And if you want to compare another figure, I'll go ahead and throw good old Mass Rider in there, or Kamen Rider, or Kamen Rider. I don't know how you pronounce it. Just because I don't watch this series, I just like the toy. It's pretty badass, so I bought it. But dealing with height on that, he's kneeling pretty low, so that shows you exactly how tall this Figma figure is. Alright, so let's go ahead and move over to accessories. Now, as for the accessories, by far, this is going to have to be the weakest accessory figure that you're going to get out of the Berserk series. She barely come with anything. All she's going to get is, let me focus on this real quick for you. There we go. She's going to get 5 sets of hands. You're going to get the relaxed sword hand, the tight sword hand, the relaxed hand, and the action hand. And then, as you can see in the background, you're going to get the ball fist. Alright? So, you're going to get that there. You're going to get a Figma stand as usual, a little clear, weird shape stand saying Figma, and then that's the little arm bar for her. Alright, so you're going to get that. You're going to get her mantle, which is done very nicely. Actually, sadly enough, this little thing is better than the first Berserk figure and the second Berserk figure. It's a nice soft material, so it doesn't hinder her posability, which I think is really good. It's very subtle. Once again, not too much details in it, just really, really subtle. Flat paint in the fashion, little highlights here and there, but very, very small highlights. Then you get the crest, which is really neatly done. It's not messy at all. The only complaint I have about this, which is not really a big deal at all, they put a hole there to run the poles. To run the pole of the arm for the stand through the back. It was no purpose, in my opinion, for them to do this. because if it's a soft material, I can just pose it upwards. And these figures clearly can stand without a pole. I mean, without a stand. So it kind of doesn't make any sense to go through that type of issue of putting a hole in there. But whatever. So in order to get that on, you know, pop the head off, slap this on top, like so. Boom. There you go. All right. And then you're going to get her sword, which is done extremely nice. Let's go ahead and fix that. Nice little details. Really nicely done. Further as the hard part of it is pretty soft. So you don't got to worry about it falling and breaking or you cracking it. It's really done nicely. All right. And this fits directly in the sheath with no problem. There you go. And what's nice about this that I actually like they did on this versus what they did on Griffith. Griffith, if I'm not wrong, he had a kind of like a rod in the leg. Where in this, they didn't give her that. They just put it on a soft rubber band. And it looks nice. And it's not stuck to her leg. So I really, really like that. So that's really cool. Last but not least accessory. And this is a complaint. So this is where I find to be very, very, very stupid. And not in this particular accessory, but it kind of go hand in hand. So you'll see exactly what I mean. If you haven't already noticed, or if you don't already own this particular figure, why is she looking off to her right, which is our left? But why is she looking off? This is her main face. Why in the hell is her main face not looking straight forward? Figma, what the fuck were you thinking? I don't understand. Doesn't make absolutely no sense. Because her other head, her other face rather, is looking directly forward, but she's yelling. Wouldn't it just been smarter to actually give her the straight eyes on the calm face? And you can even give the glance over to the crazed face. Like, this is fucking stupid. So, whatever. But that's one of the accessories that you're going to get is the alternate face, which is mediocre in my opinion. Her yell looks pretty cheesy. It almost looks like she's yawning, like she's tired of some shit. Like, I don't know. Anyway, in order to get this head inside this actual helmet, this helmet breaks down in 3 pieces. Well, 2 pieces, but it's like 3 situations going on. So what it is little plastic teeth that runs alongside the helmet itself to keep it in place. And then there's a rod on top of her head. So we're going to pull this off. There's a little rod, or a little peg rather, that pops into the bottom of the helmet. I mean the top of the helmet, sorry. And then you pull the little hairpiece off, like so. Kind of the same way how they did that Berserker armor guts, or the Griffith. And you just remove the face. And these are interchangeable, so you can actually take this face and stick it on the standard hairstyle one. And the same way that face goes on, you just pull the front part of the hairpiece off, like that. Now she looks like RoboCop, but pull that off, slap that on, slap that on, and there you go. Let me go and focus. There you go. So that's the Casca. Now, as for articulation, which we all know, if you have it on the Figma, you have a hinge that's on a peg that goes into the top part of goes into the head, and also reaching down into the neck. You have a peg in there as well, but you can't move it because it's just a tight spot around the neck, so it's hindered. Going down to the shoulders is ball joints that goes into the chest, which turns into a hinge, which turns into a peg. So it has a ball joint filling that's inside the chest, but then that's the hinge part that gives you the lift or any of that. Okay, And the arm goes about that far out. Going down to the elbow, single hinge. And this can't do a 360, by the way. So it's not hindered at all. You can move it with no problems. All right, let me go and move this sword out the way. Going down to the elbow, get about that much of a bend. This can swivel at the base or at the bottom. All right, because this is using a peg system, so you can do that. Coming down to mid forearm, this is very stupid. This should have just been a swivel and nothing more. They put it on a ball joint. Why? I have no fucking clue. Reason why this is stupid is because what's happening, and it's kind of already got there, it's very loose. So as that ball joint start getting weak, you're going to get really loose forearms, which is pretty fucking crappy. This can full 360 spin and a little tilt. Going down to the hands, these are on pegs, single hinge. All right, these are done really, really well. They did a really good job making those. I actually like these a lot better than what it was previously. All I would say is that if you plan on changing the hands out, put hot water to it first, or put a blow dryer to it first, because these pegs are very tight. Mine is very tight. I can barely even twist it, because you can spin this on the base of the forearm. But it's so tight I can't even do that. I might mess around and break it unless I put some heat to it. So if you're going to change out hands, just be careful. Or if you're going to do any poses, just be careful. So moving down, this is really nice. This is broken down into 3 plastic pieces. The main body, a little thin piece of plastic, kind of like how they did Griffith and his legs. And then the hard plastic dealing with her waist. So when you actually bend her, the plastic moves accordingly. That is really cool. A really nice touch. Going down, she's on a ball joint in her waist. Has a nice amount of tilt side to side. Not really too much front to back. It's really basic and slim. Going down to her legs, this is soft. So that's good. You can actually bend about that far up. Let me come out so you can actually see. Bend about that far up. This is on a ball joint, okay? Going down to the knee, single hinge. Going down to the ankle, single hinge. And going into the foot is a peg, so you can actually tilt the foot. I'll show you a better angle. You can tilt the foot like that. So that's really nice. Alright, so that's all the articulation dealing with this figure. Now here is all the things I completely hate this figure for. I would not dare sell this figure because it's part of the main group, and I love Berserk, so I'm going to continue to keep her and continue to collect Berserk figures, but whatever. But further as Figma here, you think they dropped the ball with the shitty Berserk cape and then the other shitty Berserk cape slash shitty face? No, they dropped the ball drastically with this Casca figure. The reason why I say they dropped the ball, first, the eye situation on the face. That shit is stupid. It's not a killer. It doesn't murder me because the eye is slightly off. I just think it's stupid. But the biggest part that pisses me off is that all of the Guts figures, for the most part, the first Guts, definitely the Griffith, definitely the Berserker Armor Guts, and somewhat the Young Guts, they likeness to the character, either from the books or from the new movies. As for Casca, the only thing that's likeness about her is that fucking haircut and her armor. Her face, what the fuck happened to her color? Like, she's lighter than the Guts figure. Like, that shit is retarded. It makes no sense whatsoever. What the fuck happened here? So, that right there, nowhere near likeness of the character because of that reason alone. 2, if I want to buy Ricket, and anybody that knows Berserk, they know exactly what I'm talking about. If I want to buy Ricket, I would have bought a fucking boy. Why is she built like a boy? Like, her armor sticks out further than her fucking chest. Not saying that she should be out here with like fucking bazookas or something, but what I'm saying is that she's still a female, so she should have a female frame. She has a little boy frame. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this shit is like poor. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you think of the Mikasa figure from Attack on Titan, she's technically either in the same age bracket or younger and has a more feminine frame on the toy. So what the fuck happened here? Like, this shit don't make any sense. Fucking Griffith and Guts' chest is wider than hers or bigger than hers, or however you want to call it. Like, this shit is just sad. So between her color and the frame of the body, I fucking hate it. Like, because even when it comes to anatomy, her body is extremely elongated. Let me bring it down a bit so you can see. It's extremely elongated. Like, this is the waist, right? Her navel should fall about right here. And then when you go from there, you're looking at 2 sets of stomach abs. So her chest should be somewhere down here, like on this part right here, or somewhere on this gray part. But it's all the way up. And then she's like extended even more. So like, I don't know. I don't really care for this figure. This is probably by far the most non-liked Berserk figure that I was looking really, really forward to. The production pictures was really cool. And then I don't know what the fuck when I got the actual figure, I'm like, okay, this blows. But that is how I really feel about that figure. So, as for the Casca figure, if you're a huge fan like I am, buy it. If you're not, keep your fucking money. Because like I said, in my personal opinion, it doesn't look nothing like her. And they just said fuck it to the source material. So beyond all that, that is my Casca review. Some of y'all gonna agree with me, some of y'all not. I'm just giving you my personal opinion. But beyond all that, what I would like to say, as always, is thank you for the support that everybody been giving me from either Instagram or even YouTube. I truly, truly thank you for the support that y'all give. Because honestly, turning this camera on and giving y'all the reviews that I give you, I look forward to doing it every time I do a review to give y'all my insight about figures. And I really do appreciate all of the love that y'all showed in my station. And for even listening to my thoughts. So thank you. So continue to collecting shits. I will have another review up. Oh, last but not least, if you look through my catalog of toy reviews and they're missing, I had to delete them because now they're cracking down on copyrights. And what I mean by that is the factor of I was using like anime scenes to kind of show you where these particular toys came from or wherever the case may be. Yeah, because I used that material, I had copyright issues. So I actually deleted them all so I won't have bad standing on my account. So I just got rid of them. And all the ones that I kept was the ones that YouTube kind of allowed me to keep rather. So if there's any particular review that you liked and you would like to see me redo it better or whatever, shoot me a message. If I have the time, I'll definitely repost toys I actually did that's not longer on there. So everyone, continue to collect, and thank you truly. And y'all have a great one. Take care.